Hi, Tommy.
Hey, Debra, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I am just full of energy and ready to go.
Oh, good.
So how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Just, doing some writing.
Nice. I write every day. Isn't writing fun?
Well, I'm past my deadline, so, I'm just, I don't know if fun is the word right now. I'm just trying to get it done.
Mm-hmm. How many pages are you along now, if I may ask?
Oh, it's a short story. I'm not writing it in conventional pages. Probably, I don't know, it's probably a few pages.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I was doing my research, and I found out that you had a scene that was filmed but deleted from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That is correct. So, are we on the air now, or?
Oh yeah, we are on the air, sorry.
There was no, formal introduction, so I wasn't sure.
Sorry.
Yes, that is true.
So, how did you get to be in this movie?
Well, at that time, it was early in my career, and I was, just getting any kind of acting work I could, and I was doing a lot of modeling, and I don't remember who it was exactly, but somehow, I got a modeling job, which was, in that film, John Candy plays a shower curtain ring salesman.
Right.
So he's got his assortment of shower rings, and he has, which it does show briefly in the film, I think, or maybe it doesn't. I'd have to see the film again, but what was shot for the film as a prop was a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So each month had a girl in the shower, dressed for the theme of that month, and there'd be, the whole set was, each month had its theme, and there was a shower, and the girl, and, whatever kind of theme, shower curtains, and the shower curtain rings.
Right.
So it was his character's calendar that he would hand out to people, and I was one of the models. My month was September, and I had a little graduating cap on my head, and I had two cute little books that were, covering my boobs, and so I was one of the shower models.
Wow, that sounds hot.
It was really fun. So, and a couple of my girlfriends were also in the calendar, and that was a really fun thing to do. And then, I don't know how I got the next part of my Planes, Trains, and Automobiles job, but I ended up being a dancer in a scene with John Candy and Steve Martin. And the scene it's after their car explodes or catches fire. Steve Martin is desperately trying to call home. So there's a strip club nearby where their car catches on fire. So they come into the strip club, and, they're looking around, and there's all these girls dancing, and most of the girls are topless, and so Steve Martin goes to use the phone and calls home, and the wife is saying, where are you? So he's trying to explain. Meanwhile, John Candy is, going around being John Candy and gawking at all the girls and being really silly. So, about halfway into the day, or actually a little bit more than that, but John Hughes, the director, for those people who are younger and may not know who John Hughes did, he's the director of a lot of angst teen movies like Pretty in Pink and what are some of the other ones? Pretty in Pink,
The Breakfast Club,
16 Candles, Breakfast Club, yeah, and some other ones.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, did he do that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I had forgotten that he was actually the director on that. So John Hughes is asking if there's, well, actually the assistant director was going around asking if there was anyone that would like to do a scene, but they needed to be topless. And there was some girls there that were from there was a choreographer there, and she had a group of dancers that were her dancers. And these dancers, they took themselves more seriously, and none of those dancers wanted to be seen topless. And so I volunteered, and they ended up picking me.
Nice.
Yeah. So the scene is I'm dancing on stage, and this is all improv. And it just so happened that at that time, I was in an improv group called, it was at Wildside Theater, and it was Sam Longoria's theater. So we were the Wildside Theater Players or something like that. So I had been in this improv group for a while, so I was really comfortable with improv. And so the scene is I'm dancing on stage. John Candy comes over and starts making a very awkward conversation, and then I'm pretty much being the female version of John Candy and doing the same thing. So he comes up saying something about, being naked, and I said, oh yeah, I love being naked. I do everything naked, vacuum naked, this naked, that naked. And it's so funny because there's an episode of Seinfeld where Elaine kind of does that same thing, only this is, decades before I saw that scene that Elaine did. I think I don't remember what year Friends actually went on the air, but it was a long time after, so it was just kind of a funny coincidence. The only thing was I was pretty much naked, except for I had a tiny G-string and a pair of high heels. So we're having this really silly, funny conversation, and Steve Martin walks over, and I actually start to insult him, and then he gets mad, and they walk out. So that's the scene. And John Hughes and the whole cast and crew just all stopped laughing. I mean, apparently it was really funny. They were really, really laughing hard. So that was great. I thought, oh, wow, this is, so awesome. So I did get Taft lead on that film, and so I subsequently did get my SAG card from working on that film. And then after the shoot, after they were finished filming for the day, John Candy was nice enough to let me use the phone that was in his trailer. This is before cell phones, of course.
Yeah.
So later on, I don't know, I think it was several months later or a few months later, I can't quite remember, but I was invited to a private screening at Paramount. So as I walked up to the door, they were handing out these cards with the cast and crew, all the names of people that were in it, worked on it. So I was in the cast. My name was there. So I was like, oh, wow. So I actually didn't get cut out. So I go in, I sit down, and I was with my then boyfriend, and there was somebody behind me that said, hey, I know you. I remember you. You were in that scene. That was so funny. So it turned out he was an editor on the film. And he said, just how funny the scene was, and, he was so happy to meet me. So we watched the film, and my scene should have been, toward the end of it. So the part where my scene would have been came and went, and then, of course, the film ended, and, I went out to the parking lot and had a good cry because I got cut out. So, that's what happened.
Wow, I mean, even though the scene was cut out, that's incredible. I mean, these guys are legends. I mean, they just must have been so great to work with.
They were. It was amazing, and I still have that calendar. It's really faded now. If I would have been a little smarter, I would have put it in some kind of plastic. But it's there, and you can still see the signatures, and I'll always treasure that.
Oh, that is awesome. And was that around the time that you were doing videos for Electric Blue?
Electric Blue was before then. That was very, very early on. I had been doing some modeling, and I don't know how I ended up in the show, but there were a lot of girls that were doing the show who I knew, like Becky LeBeau and people like that, and Ginger Lynn. I had not done porn, and this wasn't porn. It was very, very soft. I guess you could call it soft porn.
Yeah.
There were some scenes in it that were simulated sex. It wasn't real sex, and they didn't show, everything. But I was not involved in any of those scenes. But I had been in about probably 5 episodes, as smaller characters.
Yeah.
One of the most memorable Electric Blues I was in, though, it starred Ginger Lynn. It was called Tunnel of Love, and myself and my friend Gail Thackeray were in it, and we were all part of a circus. So I was the fire eater because I'm a fire eater, and we were all, circus dancers. So it's so funny because for those who haven't seen the show Electric Blue, I mean, this is, in the dawn of cable. This is in the very beginning, and this was on the Playboy channel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a sitcom. It's like any other sitcom you would see, only everyone's topless. All the girls are topless, and people are running around in lingerie, and so it's really funny. So we're all standing around topless having this conversation about, how the circus is about to go under, and, what can we do to save the circus. And then Ginger Lynn's character, I think her character's name was Bumper. So she finds out she inherited a fortune from a relative. So she goes and lives in this mansion, and there's two conniving cousins who are trying to steal it from under her, but, they're manipulating her. And so, I don't remember the story, in great detail, but basically she falls into, the trap of suddenly having money, and then me and my other circus friend, Gail, were sad because she left us, and she doesn't care, and she doesn't love us anymore. So, these things happen, and then she finds out that the cousins were just using her and trying to manipulate her and steal her fortune. So the tables turn, and she ends up with the fortune, and she saves the circus. So that's the tunnel. That's the one episode I remember the details of. Tunnel of Love.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, speaking.
I actually had a copy of that show on VHS tape, and I had a friend who was able to convert it over to me, convert it to a DVD.
Wow. Yeah, speaking of you eating fire, I remember you played a fire eater in Wild at Heart, David Lynch movie.
Yes, and Point Break.
Yeah.
With Keanu Reeves and Gary Busey.
Wow. So where did you learn how to eat fire?
Well, it was in the 80s, like the mid-80s, and I had a girlfriend who was a magician's assistant. The magician was William Wizard, and he performed at the Magic Castle. in Los Angeles. He was a regular. And this is a long time before I knew her, my friend. Before I knew her and before we were friends. Long time before that, she was the magician's assistant. So she taught me how to eat fire because I was an entertainer and I was a dancer, and she thought it would be a great thing for me that I would like to do it, and I loved it. So she taught me how to do it, and I had a pair of custom torches made, and then this other dancer taught me how to spit fire. So then, I added that to my repertoire. So I was doing the fire eating thing in a few films, along with the other films, which I was just doing regular acting roles. And it was just a nice added talent I had that got me into some movies, really good movies. So I was thrilled to have been in Wild at Heart and also Point Break. And of course, they show Point Break on TV every summer.
Yep.
And so pretty much all my friends have seen me in that film at least a few times in Point Break, spitting fire in Keanu Reeves and Lori Petty's faces as they walk into the beach party at the Patrick Swayze house.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yes, it is.
Now, you were in, one of my favorite cult movies, Beverly Hills Vamp. This is where I fell in love with you. I was like 9 or 10 the first time I saw it. It was on USA Up All Night that Rhonda Shear was hosting, and I was such a huge fan of Eddie Deason and Michelle Bauer, who to this day is my dream woman, that I had to watch the movie, and that's where I discovered you. How did this role come about?
Well, I had worked with Fredo and Ray before. The first time I worked with Fredo and Ray is I had a small part in his film Warlord, starring David Carradine and Sig Hay, and a lot of other character actors. And so I worked with him on that, and then I ended up working with him on Beverly Hills Vamp. And then after Beverly Hills Vamp, I worked on another film with Eddie Deason called Mob Boss, and I had another scene with Eddie Deason and Mob Boss. So I got to work with Eddie Deason twice.
Yeah, I told Linnea Quigley when I interviewed her a couple months ago that at that time, Fredo and Ray was really good at satirizing what was happening on the Sunset Strip,
Yeah, Fredo and Ray is a really talented filmmaker. I know that most people equate him with being like a B-movie director, but he's actually directed a wide array of different types of films. He's directed serious films and adventure and action and horror, and to this day he keeps very busy directing. So he's actually quite a success story. I think all his fans love him for the, I guess you could call them beef movies, but I know for a fact that he's directed a lot of more serious movies.
Yeah. Heck, last year he directed I think it was an on-demand Christmas movie with Chevy Chase. I never thought I would see his name and Chevy Chase's name in the same sentence.
What film is it?
Oh, it escapes me right now. It's a Christmas movie, and it was on demand.
Wow, I'm going to have to look that up on IMDb to see which one that is. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was last year. I was just like, wow, that is so cool because, when he was just coming up, Chevy Chase was the biggest movie star in the world. I'm sure he never dreamed that he would ever get to work with him.
Yeah, well, Fred's worked with a lot of really big stars. Lee Van Cleef, I know he's worked with, and, I'd have to go look at the films, but, he really has. He's one of those filmmakers, kind of like, well, I I don't want to equate him with me because he's had a much more illustrious career than I have. But, like I've done a lot of different types of films, but my fans, my main group of fans love the old, cheesy, funny, classic B-movie horror films that I did back in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually, done a lot of serious film work too. But it's all good, I love my fans, and I'm so happy that they love all those films I did.
That's awesome, yeah. I love it when you say to Eddie Deason, I can make you feel like you never have before. And he says, oh, I felt that before.
Yeah, and I pull his pants up, and there's the sound effect is really funny.
Yeah. Was Gary Graver the cinematographer on that movie?
He was, and the great thing is that because of my association with Gretel and Ray, I did end up working with Gary Graver later on in a film called Evil Spirits.
Yeah, that was my next one I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, starring Karen Black, Michael Berryman's in it, Artie Johnson.
Burt Remsen.
Yes, Burt Remsen.
Virginia Mao.
Yes, I was just trying to think of her name. Virginia Mayo, who was a huge star in the 40s.
Yep.
And, yeah, she starred alongside of Humphrey Bogart and a lot of other great people. I think she starred in a film with, I'm having a brain problem. James Cagney.
Yep.
And, those type of big stars. She was a huge star. And Yvette Vickers and, Hope Howell, who was a character actor.
Yep.
And, yeah. So it was amazing that I got to work with all those people. Karen Black was so generous. She was so kind. She was so good to work with. And she's so talented. She was so good in that.
Yeah, she was a talented lady. She's one of those actresses that I miss because she was really good, I have to say.
Yeah, she was. She was very talented. Very, very intelligent, very interesting woman.
Yeah, that movie freaked me out when I was a kid, big time.
Evil Spirits?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, now I look at it now and I can enjoy it, but when I was a kid, I just thought it was really scary.
Oh, yeah, and the guy who played Willie, the drunk, Mike Angel, he wrote it.
Wow.
Yeah, he wrote the script. It was a good script.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it made a good, if not equally better movie?
What do you mean?
Well, some scripts are good, right? And sometimes they don't turn out as good, but sometimes they turn out better as the script was.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, that was a long time ago, so I can't give you, a really refreshed memory answer on that. I remember thinking the script was good, and I remember thinking the film was good. I was happy with the outcome of the film.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cool. And then
I think that if memory recalls me correctly, I think the final product of the film was, I think it was, kind of equal. The film and the script were both very good.
I see. And then you did an episode of Dream On where you played a snake lady. I used to watch that show all the time.
That was also early on in cable, not as early as Electric Blue with the Playboy Channel, but it was, still in the, what year was that, 90 something?
It was on from 90 to 96.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a great show to work on. It was a big hit show. I was really excited to be on it. The director was Catherine O'Hara, who starred as the stepmother in Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Redhead?
Yep.
Yes.
And Home Alone.
Great to work. What?
And she was in Home Alone, another John Hughes movie.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah, I mean, what a talented woman. But it was an honor being directed by her.
And John Landis executive produced the show.
Yes, it was actually also, he may have, I didn't remember that, but it was also a David Lynch production.
Wow. Wow, I never thought I'd see those two names together.
Yeah, I didn't realize that John Landis was attached to Dream On.
Yeah,
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, I interviewed somebody just recently, I forget who, but she was on an episode of Dream On, and she said she knew that John Landis was one of the producers, but he was never on the set.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just there the one day, so I don't have the inner workings of, the show, but it was a pleasure to be on it.
Yeah, that's a show I miss. I wish it was on TV. I wish it was syndicated more. I love that show. So,
yeah.
This is a very selfish moment for me. I found out in my research that you used to perform stand-up at the Comedy Store.
Well, yes, technically I did, yes. It was actually for Amateur Night. I did perform a couple times on Amateur Night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Monday night potluck.
No, it wasn't a Monday night thing. I can't tell you what day of the week it was. It was closer to the weekend. But I did go there a couple of times. I ended up dating a comedian for a couple months. He was actually also one of the actors in Scarface. And,
Oh, Angel Salazar?
yes.
I know my Comedy Store history.
That's so funny. I wasn't going to tell you his name, but you guessed it. So, no, you guessed right.
Check it out.
I don't know if he remember me now or not if you mentioned me to him. It was a brief thing.
I haven't met him yet, but I know the history of the Comedy Store. I'm just obsessed with that place because I'm a comedian, and I'm actually going there next weekend to hang out.
Fantastic. Well, good. Have fun.
I will. I tried to get stage time there a year ago. I was there for like a week, and I wish I had done more research about how hard it was to get on and stuff. But I really enjoyed though just signing up and just watching the other guys perform. Most of them were terrible, but it was a lot of fun. What year would you say that was though when you performed?
Well, it was the late 80s. I don't know.
That was
maybe 88, 89, somewhere in there.
It was during the height of like Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay.
It was. Yes.
Yeah, those guys influenced me back then. I mean, they're like some of my biggest comedy heroes.
Yeah, they're classic. And Dom Irrera.
Oh yeah, I love Dom. Dom is great.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects you'd like to plug?
Well, I just did a film in London called There's No Such Thing as Zombies.
There's no such thing as zombies?
There's no such thing as zombies. It stars Lynn Lowry and myself and some other great actors.
Mm-hmm.
Arian Cohen and Remy Filmy and Scott Hillier, and it's directed by Eddie Bamenke and written by Michael Haberfelder. Eddie and Michael and Arian are the producers on the film. So that was really fun. It was, what an experience to be able to go to London to shoot a film. And it's a really fun movie. It's definitely a comedy. It's not horror. It's a zombie comedy.
That sounds like it might be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they did a short film version that actually won a bunch of awards called Talk of the Dead, and I think they did that version about 2 years ago. And so they're in the process of editing this one. They're done with principal photography, and so I can't tell you exactly when it's going to come out. I presume sometime in 2018.
Nice.
So I did that, and I have some projects coming up. Let's see. I'm actually going back out to London in a couple months to do a short film with the same team.
Nice.
Menke directing, and I believe Michael Haberfelder also wrote this one, and Lynn Lowry and I are going to be in it together, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I can't tell you a whole lot about it,
of course,
because I don't have enough details, but it's going to be another fun thing to work on.
Awesome. That is awesome. Do you have any convention appearances coming up?
No, nothing planned right now, but I am doing my own show. It's called Cinema Couture. It's not out yet. It should be premiering in a few months. I've taped 3 interviews, and those are beginning to be edited now. So it's just an interview show. I go around and interview people of interest. It's mainly filmmakers and actors and fashion designers, recording artists, authors, painters, just anything artistic.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
So Cinema Couture is the name, and just keep your eyes open. I'll be posting about it when it's ready to get on the air. It's going to be aired through Comcast TV. It's also going to be available on Roku and Internet TV.
Yeah. Because you're back in LA, are you going to go hang out at Son of Monsterpalooza next weekend?
Oh, is that next weekend? I have a lot of friends that are going to be there, so I just may end up going over there and hanging out with some friends. But I'm not participating in it now.
Yeah.
I was at the Monsterpalooza a few years back promoting a film I did called Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
That was, it was more than a few years. That was 2012. So I was promoting Disciples. That's a Joe Hollow film, and I was there signing pictures alongside. Well, there were some other actors. He had a few films that there were actors there for to sign pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Berryman was there for a film called The Family, and of course all his zillions of films that he's been in.
Yeah, I met him last year.
Huh?
Yeah, I met Michael Berryman last year. Very sweet man.
He is very sweet. It was an honor and a privilege working with him on Evil Spirit. He likes to tease me too, because I'll say, "Hi, Michael, Deborah Lamb," and he'll say, "Who?" And then he'll smile, and I'm like, "Oh, you kidder."
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd do.
Yeah, he's really sweet.
Yeah, I told him, just like him, I've defied the odds when it comes to like health. I have overgrowth syndrome, and I was telling him about it and stuff, and he went on this like long lecture about health. It was just so amazing watching him speak like this, and like he gave me some stuff to like write. He like wrote some stuff down for me to like check out, some books and everything, and I still have the paper. I mean, I thought that was really cool.
He is so sweet and so generous with his fans and so generous with his time. And I've seen fans go up to him and he'll just have these long conversations with him. And he's such an intelligent man and really funny. He's super funny.
Yeah, he's very funny. Yeah, when he was signing my poster, I asked him if he would write his line from Weird Science. Is this something we could keep between us because I hate to lose my teaching job? He wrote that, but he wrote, I did lose my teaching job. And everybody I showed to laughs.
That's cute.
Yeah, he's just a national treasure, I think.
Yeah, he is. And he's another actor, too. I mean, he's known for the horror films he's done, but he does a lot of serious work. I mean, he's a really professional, talented actor.
Mm-hmm. He's very talented.
Yes.
And a great storyteller, too.
Yes.
So, yeah, Deborah, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview today.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure. How fun.
Yes, I'm so glad that I discovered that you were on social media when I saw you on Dave O'Shea's page. That was just so awesome.
Oh, yeah, I love Dave O'Shea. Dave O'Shea is a friend of mine from up in the San Francisco area.
Yep.
And we've been friends for many years. I saw his film Day Job, and I really thought it showed a lot of talent. I remember telling him, and this is years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I said, just think of what you could do with some real money. So we had been wanting to work together for years, and he finally had an opportunity for me. He did this short film called Whatever Happened to Wink Woolery, and I played the, I don't even know how to describe her. I played the wife of Wink Woolery. I'm Bunny Woolery, and yeah, I don't know. You'd have to watch it. But I think it's on YouTube, and so he's taking media classes at Chabot College in Hayward.
Yep.
And Chabot College has a state-of-the-art television station. And so the station manager has seen some of David's work, and he loves David's work. And, Dave O'Shea, he has, a really twisted sense of humor.
Oh, yes.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yes.
And so Sue Joy, the station manager, asked him if he'd like to create his own show. So he did. It's called The Glory Hole. The Glory Hole.
Yep, Glory Hole.
Glory Hole. And I've actually been a guest star on The Glory Hole a couple times.
Yep. Yeah,
funny.
He's worked with my mom and my brother for many, many years at Comcast. They're good friends.
Oh, okay. And that's actually how I got my show Cinema Couture, was because Dave O'Shea introduced me to the station manager there, Sue Joy. Mm-hmm. And so I had a meeting with him, and I came up with the show concept and came up with a lot of content and elements for the show. And so that's I'm doing my show through them as well. And so, yeah, it's great. It was just serendipitous.
Nice. Well, Debra, you have yourself a great day, and I'll be in touch with you on Facebook, as you know.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm on Instagram also. Mm-hmm. My Instagram is the Debra Lamb. Well, it's the @ sign.
Yeah.
So, the Lamb, and my Twitter is also the Debra Lamb. My website is also the Debra Lamb. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied. And, so I'm easy to find. You can also look at my film credits either on my website, which is the Debra Lamb, or also on IMDb.
Nice. Everybody listening, please check out Debra Lamb. She is multi-talented and awesome.
Oh, and I should add one more thing.
Okay.
I'm also a psychic, and I do psychic readings, and I do have a website for that also. It's DebraLambPsychic.com. If you just Google me, actually my website will come up. I don't use the psychic website as much, so you might not see it on the first page. But, yeah, check it all out.
Yeah, I would like to find out whether or not I'm going to be famous like I want to.
I'd like to find out if I'm going to be famous like I want to, too.
You're a legend, Debra.
Aw, you're sweet.
Thank you. So, you have yourself a good day.
Well, thank you, Tommy. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and have fun at Son of Monsterpalooza. Maybe I'll see you there.
I hope so. I'm going to give you a great big hug if you don't mind.
I'll let you know if I can make it.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.